everyone, my name is Ipa and welcome back to Star Stable Online. Now I know there has been a bit of a pause between videos and I do apologize for that. That is because I decided to change up my video routine basically. The weekly update videos gave me way too much stress and way too much pressure, and I do not need that or want that in my life right now. So I have decided to make some changes, and an idea that I came up with the help of some of my Instagram followers is that I will make a series called Let's Talk, and there will be more episodes in the future, of course. I don't really know what type of basis it would be on, but basically we would talk about stuff mostly related to Star Stable, and there would be like training videos, trail ride videos, and stuff like that. And since this is the first video like that, let's talk about Star Stable in general today. Now, what I meant by in general was basically the future of Star Stable, and of course the comparison between present Star Stable and future Star Stable. Now, as Star Stable has frequently mentioned, this year, in 2020, there won't be any new areas because they are focusing mostly on revamping and recreating older areas, such as, for example, Dino Valley, Hollow Woods, Jarlaheim, so areas that still need to be updated to fit Star Stable's new style. And in my opinion, that is totally fine, and I actually encourage it because I think it wouldn't be as good for the game to have some old areas, like reminders of how the game used to look. Let's be realistic, Hollow Woods doesn't look very good and it really does need an update. And basically, if you have newer areas, like for example Mistfall, updated Fir Grove, then like newer areas in comparison are better. People look at those more, but they still don't like the older areas. So I do support Star Stable and their intention of updating the older areas, and I think that is fine. I do want a new area, to be clear. I do want a new area to explore, although I am fine with waiting for that. Now, of course, that doesn't mean I'm fine with waiting another 3 years for that, because the Mistfall has been released in 2018, I believe, at the beginning of 2018. So yeah, a new area maybe next year in 2021, that would be really nice, because I think that is an acceptable year for a new area that is not just a new trail but an actual new area on the map. Now, of course, the areas in Star Stable are not the only aspect that we have to look into. There are, of course, new horses, new quests, new models, new mechanics, functions, everything that basically can be added into the game. Now, a lot of people recently have been complaining about the amount of horses Star Stable is releasing. Now, again, to be realistic, Star Stable is a company. A company, to survive, needs money. And how does this game earn money? Basically by people buying currency in the game that they can buy horses with. And that is the mechanic of this game, and you can't expect that to change just on its own, because Star Stable needs to earn money to be able to give us other things other than horses. And if it stops pumping out horses, and I am saying pumping out because yes, sometimes I too feel as if there are a lot of horses, then if Star Stable stops doing that, they basically will go out of business. So adding more horses is important for companies. And again, realistically, you aren't ever forced to buy a horse. I believe that there are only 2 horses you have to buy if you want to complete all of the quests, and that is any breed of a pony for the pony race, and you need an Icelandic horse to do the Icelandic race in New Hillcrest. However, all other breeds are completely arbitrary and you don't have to buy them, you only buy them if you want to. So basically you can just simply buy 1 or 2 horses that you really want, and you don't have to buy any other breed, and you still will be able to completely finish the game. So that is one aspect, that is buying horses. It is simply your own will. You are never forced to buy them. However, if you want to be a collector and if you want to collect horses in this game, you have to expect that you have to pay for them, because this game, it isn't free. It's not a free-to-play game. It's a pay-to-play, which means that you have to pay if you want to have all of the horses. Now, to get away from like the commercial part of Star Stable a little bit, there are a lot of new features in the works. There are a lot of theories as to what will we get in the future. A lot of people want updated character models. I am among them. Now, I do want also more diversity on our characters, like boys and girl characters, more racial differences between like different character models. That is something I want, because I feel like this game sometimes lacks diversity, especially when it comes to our characters, because our characters are in 90% of the cases simple, like white girls. You can make your character have a darker skin complexion, it is possible, but still the facial build and the build of the body is still like of a white person and not of, for example, an African person or an Asian person. Now, as for the features, there are a lot of features that people theorize on what will we get. There is a highly requested feature called Hide All Players, where basically you would enter single player mode and you would be the only person in the game. That is something that will be really helpful for recording, because recording in Star Stable, it's practically impossible to be completely alone unless you're recording at night, and we do need daylight to record because nighttime videos can be dark. So Hide All Players, it is something a lot of people would really like, and me included as well. I will really like this feature. There is also a theory that we will be able to decorate our home stable. Now, I am not as hyped for that, as I do not spend too much time in my home stable. I would much rather be able to have our own house, like to have a small cabin that we could go into and make it our own, because a house is a house, it's a home, and our stable is simply a place where we keep our horses. So decorating our home stable, it could be fun, like to make some like adjustments with the colors you like, the decorations you like, but as I said, not as into it. Now, people also talk about dressage a lot. Now, I am in a dressage club called Dark Pearls Legacy, and our dressage is basically we have our leader who gives us commands, and then we do the moves in the riding arena. Now, this system is simple, and it is really, even though it is technically advanced dressage, it is still really simple, because there is only so much you can do in such an area, and if you want to host a competition, then you have to literally announce this competition to every person on the server so they could know. And a lot of people want to have more dressage included, because we have races and we have show jumping races in the riding arena. However, dressage is barely even touched upon in this game. We did have the dressage arena, however, I feel like dressage could be given a lot more dedication and attention, and if we could have dressage races and actual official in-game dressage competitions, that would be really nice, because I'm a person who loves dressage, and if dressage were given more focus, then I would really like that. There are already so many dressage sets, so let's put that to some good use and like create some dressage. No, let's use that clothing, all the clothing that we have paid for, and let's make something of it. And with that, we have come to the end of the very first Star Stable Let's Talk episode. So basically in this episode I talked about some of the ideas and predictions and thoughts for the future of Star Stable that I had and still have. Now, of course, you are free to leave your own thoughts, ideas, suggestions, theories down in the comments, and I would love to read them. Maybe I will even talk about them in my next Let's Talk episode. We will see how many there are, if they are diverse, interesting, and of course if they are, I will mention them. Also, if you have any suggestions for these Let's Talk episode, anything you want me to touch upon, also leave them in the comments. I will look at them, and if it's a good idea, if I like it, I will make a video about it. So that was it. Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, feel free to let me know by liking this video and subscribing to my channel, because it really helps me out and it really means a lot. So thank you all so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next time. So long.